All right, let's continue with question 2a. So this question is about bath bombs, which have all these ingredients listed inside. First question suggests why bath bomb will produce effervescence, which is bubbles, when dropped into water. Okay, so if you look at all these ingredients, right, the first one is your hydrogen carbonate, and then you have your citric acid. Okay, the rest, I mean, other than the alcohol, the rest are actually not something which you will expect to react much when you drop it into water. So the acid and the hydrogen carbonate will actually produce some sort of reaction, acid carbonate reaction, which will produce carbon dioxide. Okay, so this will produce the effervescence that you observe. Describe how you can identify the gas liberated. So this is testing on your QA, right? So you need to bubble the CO2 into lime water or calcium hydroxide. You will see a white PPT form in the lime water. All right, so that's it for question 2. Very short one. Let's go on to question 3. So this question is about paper chromatography. So it shows the student experimental setup. 2 students make mistake in their experimental setup. So you can see out of the 3 setup, 2 are wrong. So if you just scan through, right, you realize that the depth of ethanol is above the baseline, okay, with those spots of pigment, which kind of is kind of dumb, because then the solvent will dissolve all the pigment into solution. Then you cannot have a chromatography going on. Okay, then the next thing you want to take note, right, is the baseline is drawn in ink for the first 2. Okay, by right, your baseline should be drawn in pencil so that the pigments in the ink does not interfere with your result. Okay, so these are the 2 mistakes in the 3 setups. Okay, so 3 different color pigments were observed in the chromatogram, beg your pardon, analyze, and then they want you to complete table 2, right? There's only one row that has a complete RF value with the distance travel. Take note that the RF value, right, is the value of the distance traveled by the pigment over the distance traveled by solvent. Okay, so the one on top is traveled by the pigment. The one at the bottom is traveled by solvent. So if you have a value of like a 0.4, right? And then the distance traveled by the pigment is 1. So 1 over x. X is the distance traveled by the solvent, which is common to all. So basically you want to do a little bit of math. So your x is actually equals to 2.5 cm. Okay, so knowing your RF value is 2, and then knowing that your x is 2.5, you can actually work out the values of the distance traveled by your pigment. Okay, so how do you do that? Your RF value is 0.2 equals to unknown over 2.5. Okay, so 0.2 times 2.5, your x is 0.5. That's how you can find the distance traveled by the pigment. Hi parents and students, I'm Mr. Kwa, founder and principal tutor from Mr. Khemistry. I do these videos to help more students understand difficult chem concepts, and hopefully more needy students who are not able to afford tuition, they can benefit from these videos. Please help me click that like button and share it with your friends so that more students can benefit. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.